And Pankaj, with your permission, should we start, or you wait for another 1 minute?
I think we can start. It will anyway take a few minutes to introduce and all.
Great. So thank you, Pankaj, and thank you all, and a very good morning, a very happy Teachers' Day to all of you. I think it's a momentous day for us to be together, and we should thank all our teachers in our schools, colleges, and while we were doing CA. And above all, during our professional journey, I'm sure we would have come across a lot of seniors and a lot of colleagues through whom we would have learned a lot. So thanks to everybody. And with this, I will sort of let the general meeting open. Technically, this is not an AGM, it's a general because there are certain formalities to be done for the purpose of an AGM, but we had promised to all of you that we will do a meeting on Sunday, and hence we are going ahead with that. We will have a AGM in 2 weeks, and we will also share with you during this meeting today what is the process that we would like to follow, and obviously take suggestions and inputs from all of you. So it's a free flow meeting, and it is a meeting where we would like to put on record contribution from a lot of people. So let me just start by taking you through the agenda. We will obviously do a quick recap on what we are and what we have, sort of what's the purpose of Gitanjali. We will also speak to you about our accounts, where do we stand, what kind of funds we have collected, and what kind of balances we have today. We'll also share with you the committee report. There is a management committee that we already have, and what kind of work that we have done in the last couple of years. There is a discussion on account of the reconstitution of the management committee, which we will share with you, and we'll take input from all of you. And we will also have some discussions on the future path of the society and its working. And beyond that, any Pankaj, I have got a blank screen. Something happened?
We can see everything. Rakesh.
One second. I think something went wrong. Now it's fine.
Rakesh, we can see the presentation.
Okay, great. So guys, just a recap on Gitanjali. It was formed like almost about 13-14 years back, and it was when some of us in Bombay came together and we decided to form this platform, because we realized that there are a lot of finance professionals who are from Calcutta and Eastern India who are working in Bombay, and how do we sort of create a platform where we could all come together. In fact, this was an idea when it was an idea that came from Sachin, Anup, and Kanhaiya, as we call him, KL, and we sort of jumped over it, and we thought, let's take it forward. And the name also came through, and Gitanjali, that is how it was formed. Essentially, the objective, as we said, is to organize knowledge sharing sessions, seminars, conferences, and various meets among all the members, and that is something that we have been doing very successfully. A lot more has to be done, and I'm sure all of you will not just give suggestions, but will also contribute to the future running of this particular platform. The idea is also to arrange social functions, promote friendly relations among the members, their family, and public at large. It is also about conducting, organizing, and do a lot of charitable activities. We have sort of initiated a few of them, but yes, we need to do much more. And registered itself as a study circle under the guidelines of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. So we have taken certain steps on that front as well. So Vikas, who is also on the call with us, who will update you in terms of where we are on the society formation. Before I move, I think it is very important for all of you to know the current management committee. I don't think we have formally introduced or have ever shared with you who forms the current management committee. It is my utmost pleasure here to introduce all of them. They're all on the call, and I'll also request them to speak for a couple of minutes to sort of give their perspective as well. So apart from me, Sachin, as I said, was the key person who was behind this entire formation. All of you know Sachin. Prakash Bagla, again my colleague in Motilal and a very, very dear friend of mine. We did our CA together. We have known each other for almost 25 years now. Is the secretary of the organization today. Neeraj, whom I have known ever since I was born. So we come from the same village or town, I can say, and we have studied together since KG. And I think now we both of us are 45 or 46-year-old, so we have known each other for forever. So Neeraj is there, and Neeraj is actually work for the Aditya Birla Group in the Ultratech Cement. Sachin is a partner with Lighthouse Fund. Prakash is also a partner with Motilal Oswal Private Equity. Nikhil Singhi is a partner with Singh and Company. Nikhil has also been part of the core committee ever since we started. Anup, you have all known, Anup is a very senior professional. He is a very senior partner with IFC Washington. He heads FinTech investments for Southeast Asia. Vineet, another member, again, a very, very dear and close friend of mine and all of us. Vineet is the CFO of Safari Industries. Arvind, we can't thank him because Arvind is the guy who actually gave us our identity. Gitanjali Express, the logo that you see and whatever communication that you have been receiving over the last so many years is because of Arvind. And he does all of this pro bono. So thank you, Arvind, for the various contributions that you have done to us over the years. Amit is not here, but Amit was a part of our core committee. But Amit has ever since moved outside of India, and because there were a couple of members who moved out, we inducted the new blood, as we call it, the new generation, and which is led by Pankaj. This organization wouldn't have been possible the way it is if it was not for Pankaj, because Pankaj is the person behind the entire backend. Pankaj and Ashish, they sort of formed the entire portal. So the entire technology, interface that you see today, it is because of him and Ashish's effort. So thanks, Pankaj and Ashish, for the new energy that you brought to the platform. Thank you very much. Sangeeta, even though she is in Dubai, but she continues to, help us on various fronts. And she also joined, and she's the only women member on the management committee. And I will request and urge that we should have many more there. So the way we have thought about the new committee, we are proposing that at least 1/4 of our new committee should be women. So I will request and urge that more and more women should nominate themselves for the committee. Kanhaiya Lal Lathi, again KL as I call him. KL is a very, very, very close friend of mine. Is more like a brother. And KL was also part of the original team. In fact, it was him, who was in Bombay, and we were all meeting for lunch because he was in Dubai that point in time, and he still is there. And we all got together and we formed this. So KL is an entrepreneur. He was with various global institutions in the past, and have now set up his own firm called Aspire Financials in Dubai. Kapish, you would know him very well. Kapish is the CFO of PNB Housing Finance. Kapish has been a founding member of the group as well. Vikas is the newest member of the management committee and probably the most important. So Vikas is somebody who is responsible for all the accounts, finance, audit, compliance of the firm, and we can't thank him enough, because apart from his busy schedule, he always finds time to do this thankless job. So thank you, Vikas, for being there and helping us to bring this entire organization on some sort of a semblance. Because as I said, this is the first time that we are doing this general meeting, and in the process, we will learn, and we will learn from all of you, and we will make it better. Apart from the management committee, I would my special thanks to Ravi Lalpuria, who's there in the call today. Ravi is more like an angel to all of us, and the way he has gone out on a limb to help all of us during various periods of crisis is absolutely exemplary. So thank you, Ravi, for whatever contribution that you have made to this group. We can't thank you enough. I would also like to thank Neeraj Jaiswal, who sort of took the lead on the entire COVID challenge that we all faced. He brought his experience in the medical world, and he was very, very helpful at different points in time. Vineet Santalia. Vineet is again a very young member of our group, and though he is not part of the management committee as yet, and I would like to see Vineet be part of the management committee going forward, has been helping us from the background. He has been very, very supportive, and he has been doing a lot of secretarial work that is to be done on a day-to-day basis. So thank you, Vineet, for whatever effort that you have put on and to make this system work. I would also like to thank Madan Biani. Again, though he's not part of the management committee as such, but he has been on forefront for all the events that we have done today. So we wouldn't have been possible for us to execute the large event that we have done without Madan's involvement. He has been forefront in terms of organizing everything, and would work round the clock to ensure that things happens on time. So thanks, Madan, for whatever you have done. I would also like to thank Chirag Jain. Though Chirag is is not so visible in the group, but from the background, he has been helping us a lot, including various initiatives that we have taken. For example, the book launch that we did, it was being sponsored by Chirag and his team. There are many more people whom probably I would not remember, or I wouldn't have taken the name. But this organization is not about just the management committee. This organization is about all the members, and I would like to thank all of you to have contributed and participated with us in the last so many years. So before moving on, I would just request Sachin. We always call him the chairman because he is somebody who is the driving force and the mentor for all of us when it comes to Gitanjali. So Sachin, if you are there, if you could just share your thoughts for 2 minutes, and then post Sachin, I would request Neeraj, Anup, and anybody on the management committee if they would like to speak few words. Over to you, Sachin.
Good morning and thanks, Rakesh, and good morning to everybody. It is an absolute indeed pleasure to see this organization grow to this level, and in a way, it is good that we are talking about bringing in new energy, new people on the board. This was something that happened over a cup of coffee and by chance, but it has kind of become an institution now. Never expected like this, but very glad to see something like this happening now in front of our eyes over the last 1.5 decades. And I must say, Rakesh has taken all the names. There are a lot of people whose names have been taken, and there are a lot of people whose names have not been taken, but have been real force behind bringing this forum to this level. So thanks to all of you. I think in terms of formalities and agenda, Rakesh and some of our friends will be covering anyway. So I would not take any time except saying that, guys, let's just maintain the spirit of this group which it was formed. The idea was to be helpful to each other in an absolute new place, and make it like a family where you have 200, 300, 400 members always ready to support each other, always ready to help each other. And I just hope that we continue the spirit. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Thank you, Sachin. Neeraj?
Thanks, Rakesh and Sachin. I think you have spoken about the Gitanjali Express. So I think this was informally constituted sometime in 2006-7, and then we gave it a formal structure in 2013 when we incorporated the society. And from there on, I think it's now time to kind of rejuvenate this whole organization and come up with new energy. So happy to share that we have close to 50 life members and almost about 200 annual members. So I think we have come a long way, and we have created an institution which can continue forever and keep doing the good work that we have been doing. Yeah, that's it.
Thanks, Sachin. Prakash, are you there?
Yes, Rakesh.
Hi,
Yeah.
Prakash.
Hi. Good morning, everyone. This to me is a very, very emotional moment. I share these emotions with all my, friends, and vaguely remember, how it started, in a restaurant setting and just ideating, that we should meet, we should do something, CS from Kolkata, in Mumbai, right? And I think this is a long journey. We have gone through, hundreds and thousands of discussions in terms of, what we should be doing, how we should be doing, and this formalization took a lot of time, right? And though I'm personally, I'm not able to invest a lot of time, because of some other commitments and all that, but I am very, very emotionally attached with this organization, right? And I just hope and pray that, we continue with the same spirit as we had till now. And, the most important element here is that emotional bonding, right? There is a common connect between us, and we should just continue with what is this common connect with all of us, right? So yeah, this is where, this is just what I wanted to say. And Thank you everyone for being here.
Thanks, Prakash. Nikhil, are you there? I think Nikhil is not there. So Anup, I'm sure you would be there. So if you could speak. I don't see Anup as well. So Vineet, Arvind. Pankaj will obviously speak at different point in time, so I'm not asking Pankaj to come in. Ashish, would you like to speak few words?
Sure. Thanks, Rakesh. First of all, let me thank Rakesh and Sachin and the entire founding team to start this platform, right? And I have been seeing how they are committed towards this. While I joined as a core committee member a few years back, but the zeal through which these guys were running till now was amazing, and that gave me a lot of inspiration to continue to work the way we can to build it further. So that's my simple message. And I think the foundation is well built now, and let's take it to greater heights as we are going to speak about it today as well. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ashish. Sangeeta did mention to me that she's busy because it's working time for her. In Dubai, Sunday is the first day of the week, so she's actually in school and she can't join us. KL, are you there? I think KL is also busy. It's a working day for them, both of them actually. Kapish also mentioned to me that he's got a board meeting. Vikas will speak. He has a lot to speak, so I will I will let him. So before we go to the next slide, I think I would also request Raviji. Raviji is there. He is somebody who has sort of really bonded us in a very, very different way. And Raviji, if you can speak for 2 minutes, it will be a great honor for all of us. So Raviji, over to you. I think he's also maybe facing some technical issues. But great. So guys, with this, we will now move to Vikas. And Vikas, you will now take it from here. So these are the accounts. And guys, if you have any questions, you can just raise your hand and then you will be allowed to ask a question. Technically, just so that you are all aware, the accounts are still unaudited. They're in the process of getting audited. So when we do our AGM, maybe 2 weeks from now, we will have the audited accounts as well. Right, Vikas? So over to you, Vikas.
Thank you, Rakesh sir, for allowing me to speak. And thanks for giving me an opportunity in Gitanjali. I am the youngest member in the core committee, and I'm privileged to be part of the group. And the day I've joined the core committee, I tried to learn many things from all the seniors. And in this process, I try to get more learning. And I always seek all of your guidance and inspiration. So I will not take much time. Let's start with the balance sheet part. So in balance sheet, we can see first item is this corpus fund. So basically, this is the life membership fees which we received from all the members. So earlier it was till FY 1920, total life members was 41. And during the FY 2021, we have added 8 new members. So total there is 49 life members, and we collect 25,000 fees for life members. Yeah, another item is GMCS scholarship fund. So basically, those who are new, so let me give a brief about it. In the last annual event, the chairman and Gitanjali team has make an announcement that they will sponsor study of CA students who are financially poor. Their families not able to afford their CA education. So for this, we have made a tie-up with CA Ravi Chachoria, popularly known as Super 45. Ravi Chachoria is providing free CA coaching class to 45 CA students all over India in each year. So Gitanjali Express has made a tie-up with CA Ravi Chachoria, and With this tie-up, we are providing a scholarship to CA students, those who are financially poor, coming from financially poor background. These students get selected by Ravi sir, and about the details of the students, we have covered this thing in our later slides. So we have till date we have been sponsored 8 CA students, 4 CA inter as well as 4 CA foundation students. Their performance, their results will be covered in our next slides. The next item is profit and loss reserves. This is the accumulated reserves of the Gitanjali, and current liabilities provisions is there, cash in hand, bank balance, and we have some corpus. Since last 10 to 11 years, Gitanjali Express is having some corpus. So we have parked all these corpus with fixed deposit with Yes Bank. The next slide. Yeah, then in the profit and loss account, we have some advertisement and sponsors fees. Annual membership fee, we charge around 2,500 or 3,000 from members. So it's annual membership fees, and this is the interest income that we have received in fixed deposits. And then come the expenditure items. There are nominal expenditure and some professional and compliance charges and some income tax provisions. For this, I think the accounts part is I am over. Now come to the membership fees. Membership. So as on date, there are 520 members registered on the Gitanjali portal, out of which 41 is the life member. As on 31st, I think there's some mistake. It's 31st March 2020, life members were 41, and there were addition of 8 members. So total life members as on 31st March 2021 is total 49, and non-life members as on 31st March 2020 it was 87, and we have added new annual members in FY 2021. So total members who have paid as on 31st March 2021 is 196. Out of there is some disparity in these numbers because many members have registered in the portal but have not paid their membership fees. So this is we have captured it here.
Thanks, Prakash. So just to clarify and also specify that there are lots of members who would have registered and would have paid the annual fee, and subsequently they wouldn't have paid the annual fee for FY21, and hence there is a discrepancy in terms of the number of members. So we'll have to ensure going forward that we motivate all our members to pay the annual membership. Though the cash aspect of the whole concept is not that important really, but it just shows their commitment and their involvement for the larger purpose. I will now request Pankaj. Pankaj, please take over.
Thanks, Rakesh. I'll present the managing committee report for financial year 2021. So there were a lot of activities which we carried out. The most important part was charitable activities that we carried out specifically during COVID times. So we had requested members to kind of contribute to COVID activities, and I can say that people were too enthusiastic, and we had collected a lot of funds. We'll come to that numbers again. So and we carried out few activities as below. So one was we distributed PP kits to frontline corona warriors. There were few hospitals where this were kind of contributed in 3 or 4 tranches. Then we distributed food items and ration to an underprivileged section of society. A lot of people actually came forward to identify underprivileged section kind of when they identified the current actual needs. And then in various tranches, like we had almost like 6 or 7 tranches where we made food packets, and it was distributed through various members of our core committee. Specifically, if I want to mention, it was Mr. Ravi ji, then Vinit Santholia, and a few others who actually identified this people who were in dire need of food at that point in time. Second thing which Vikas book is already kind of enumerated is scholarship program that we carried out for CA students. I'll not take much time here because it's already been explained. We can go to the next slide. Please. So going to details of the funds that we utilized for COVID-19. We received a total contribution of 3,44,000, out of which we could expend 2.53 lakhs. We had 90,000 remaining on a fund, which we have kind of shifted to scholarship fund over time. There's a few slides which shows what kind of activity we did. So on the left hand side, we can see Brindra Agarwalji, who took an initiative for some residents in Andheri, if I remember right. And on the left hand side, we can see distribution of PP kits to police stations and hospitals. This is a summary of the scholarship program that we did last year. We collected total of 5 lakhs amount. What was supposed to be happened was this was the first tranche, and this entire tranche was to be collected every year over a year of 5 years. However, because of the COVID situation, the actual expenditure went down drastically because students who were residents were actually now working, or rather doing coaching right from home. So that amount kind of required amount came down, and therefore we didn't collect a second tranche as till now. So we had collected 5 lakhs in the first tranche, and we obviously transferred 90,000 from the COVID fund. The current expenditure which we incurred is 2,44,000. We are also planning to probably increase the number of students which we can do henceforth. So as of now, we still have 3,70,000 in our corpus and a commitment of 5 lakhs every year for the next 4 years from our members. Next slide, please. So these are the 8 students which we had kind of sponsored. It's a mixed result. CA Foundation, we had Jatin couldn't pass the exam, and then the 3 failures. In intermediate, we have again a mixed kind of results. A couple of them could pass 1 or 2 groups, and rest of them are still to kind of give second exam again. Next slide, please. Then along with this scholarship program, we had a lot of Adda Advantage session which we carried out last year. In the initial days of COVID, we focused more on health and mind activities. Immediately after COVID, during the time of COVID, we had a couple of sessions which are very, very important at that point in time. People are confused how to deal with COVID. We had organized one session with Siddhi Shah on rejuvenating your eyes, how you can cope up with the increased Zoom sessions and online sessions and all. Second was, which is very, very critical and kind of organized by Mr. Ravi and Rakesh. So Anurag and Nitin Dangi were quite, you can say, quite helpful. They actually gave almost more than 2 hours to kind of explain to us how they dealt with COVID and how we can deal with COVID. And this probably session was most attended by a lot of people in our organization. Third was, which was coordinated by Om Prakash Periwal, Sahaj Yog by team of Dr. Nirmala Srivastava. It was again attended by a lot of people and could help them to understand yoga better. Next. Along with mind and health session, we had a lot of learning sessions, and thankfully a lot of our members kind of came forward to do sessions for our other members. So I'll quickly name few. So Sinan Parik came along with talk about sovereign credit rating and how macroeconomic variables kind of affect sovereign credit rating. Rakesh Soni organized a panel discussion on how post-COVID world looked like, and this was early on the first COVID wave. Rupesh Naniwala ji gave a very interesting session on estate planning. I could take one session on dollar rupee movement and how to hedge your portfolio. And this was time when we were seeing a lot of volatility in markets and how to go about it. Vikas Bogi and Narendra Patni volunteered for a deep analysis of Indian budget right after the budget session was over. We could get few very well-known speakers on our board. Mr. Sushil Agarwal had a very candid session with us. Siraj Chaudhary talked about specifically about how FMCG sector was kind of shaping up. Arvind Agarwal session was very nice. He talked about his kind of journey, along with the journey, how he had lessons shaping up his entire career. We had Rishabh talking about professional opportunities in agri business and agri tech. Next slide, please. And obviously the socials were kind of limited in last year because of COVID situations. We could do one online session which was volunteered by Mridul Shah. He organized a Bollywood fun quiz in one of those times when we had a lot of online social activities going on. This is probably the most important thing we did for our members. And I really appreciate people like Ravi, Girish, Neeraj, who actually came forward and helped members in their in time of more critical times. Specifically Ravi Lalpuria, and who helped people to get to hospitals, and Grish Poddar, and maybe Rakesh, you want to enumerate more here, because this was probably
no, I think the worst is behind us. I can only say that much, and I think we could all face it without any damage to our family and any loss. And thanks to people like Ravi and Girish and Neeraj, all of you, I think we can't thank enough. I think Raviji was not there when I was sort of calling him, but I think he's rejoined. So Raviji, if you are there, we would like you to, share your thoughts for 2 minutes with all of us before we move to the next part of the conference. Raviji, are you there?
we always want to remain as a helping hand in the back.
I know, but I'll find him and I'll get him to come and share his thoughts with all of us. But yes, guys, I think it was in fact more, I would say, emotionally and mentally, because everybody knew that they have a family to call, they have a friend to call, they have a brother to call, and I think that was very important. And the fact that we all came together and selflessly, sort of came forward to help people was great. So that was the true test of our platform and our family bonding that we built. So thanks a ton for this. Yeah, Pankaj.
Yeah, next.
Yeah, so I'll take over from here. So guys, before we get into the reconstitution of the managing committee, and I will share my thoughts on the same. If any one of you, or let me first share with you my thoughts, and then I will open the floor for any suggestions and recommendations from everybody. But before I get into this, let me first thank Vinay Saraf, because he is the person who initiated this whole point of having an AGM. And honestly, if he couldn't have started this conversation, maybe we wouldn't have been having this meeting today. So Vinay, thanks a lot for making us, or forcing us to do this. It has really helped us all, and it has also helped us to sort of consolidate everything that we have done, go back to our society papers and understand how we should do. So really thankful to you for the same. Now let me just give you a little bit of a background of the committee. We currently have 13 members, and out of them there are 9 founding members. And as I mentioned, over the period of time, we have continued to add new members. I mean, Pankaj, Ashish, Vikas, Sangeeta, they all sort of joined later. And a lot of founding members also, got busy and they had shared their incapability to continue for various reasons. And we also always wanted have fresh thinking, and we always had in our mind how do we create a succession, as far as this organization is concerned. So we have been doing this in the background, but yes, we have never brought this in front of all of you. And I think this is a good opportunity for us to sort of share that with all of you, that yes, there has been thinking that has always been there, that it is not about an individual, it is about the organization. So we have 13 members right now. So the way we are thinking about it, we will reconstitute the entire management committee, and ideally there should be some people who should continue. So and but everybody has to go through the nomination process. Um, so as a process, we will have in total, I think, 11 members, and we have 4 official designations, as in people have to take certain responsibilities in a society. So we have a president, we have a vice president, a secretary, and the treasurer. So we will nominate these 4 positions. So we are essentially have already shared with all of you the nomination forms. The way we want to do it is that we want everybody to participate. And as I said, we also want at least 3 women partners in the management committee. So please nominate yourself. What we will do is, we will collect all the nomination forms, and maybe 2 weeks from now, we will, and you can, all the members can vote online in terms of whom they want to see in the management committee. And maybe 2 weeks from now, we will conduct an AGM where we will share with you, the audited accounts as well as the results of the nomination. And then the management committee, the new management committee will form. Will basically nominate the president, vice president, and the secretary and the treasurer. In my view, and strictly my view, because Pankaj, Ashish, Vikas are the 3 pillars who should take the organization forward. They should be part of that management committee as well as the post, because they have seen and they have worked with all of us. So this particular committee will essentially last for the next 5 years, and after 5 years, there should be another change. So that is the thought process that we have. I'm very happy and open to seek suggestions and guidance from all of you. There are lots of members, and most of them are very, very senior, and I would like that more and more people to come forward, because it's a job well started but half done. So with those words, I would let others to come in and share thoughts. But before that, I think Raviji is back. So Raviji, we were missing you quite a bit, and at different points in time, we were all remembering you. So it would be great if you could just speak for 2 minutes, and then we will request others to join. Thank you. Raviji, you are on mute. Let me unmute you from my side. Can I? No, I can't.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, it is fine. It is fine. Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you, sir. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. So first of all, I thank Rakesh and Sachin and all the founding members. We started this great platform called the Gitanjali Express. And I have a very emotional relation with Gitanjali Express, because I came in Gitanjali Express myself to Bombay. And when it started on the very first day. So anyway, as far as our work is concerned, I think on a professional front, we are doing great. And we should bring in more new entrepreneurs, who have done, very good in the new generation. Like Sushil Agrawal's session was very great. I think it was one of the most fascinating lecture series which we had. And similarly, we should also, like, helping each other is a part of, humankind. We all are helping each other, and that is something like a family. Sorry?
No, Raviji, no, it's fine. It's fine. Please carry on.
So I feel like, I'm a part of a new family, and I never think about Gitanjali Express. I always talk about Gitanjali family, So and I'm blessed that I'm a part of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Raviji. I think we also have KL now. KL was missing. I think, as I mentioned, it is his first day of the week, so he was very busy. So KL, if you are there, if you could just come on screen and speak for 2 minutes, and then we'll move to the next stage.
Sure.
Are you there, Kel?
I'm here. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Rakesh. Thank you, everyone. I think I share all the words with what Raviji said. Gitanjali for me is like family. And I think I try to be part of all the events of Gitanjali as much as possible, even when, these are physical events. I try to make a point that I'm in Bombay when those events happen. I think the current management committee is doing an excellent job. I'm a founding member, but I'm never part of the managing committee. And given not being there in Bombay, but I'm always there whenever there is any need arise to help any member overseas, be it someone who needed some help with the Iceland embassy when there was an accident with one of the relative of our members, be it when the COVID related medicines were required from Dubai. So we try to help, and this is like a family for me, and I don't feel that I'm doing it for anyone. It's like for my family. I think when you have a family which is larger, is as large as our family, अपने मारवाड़ी में बोलते हैं बर्तन ज्यादा होते हैं तो आवाज तो करेंगे. So it is fine. We have very big heart to accommodate everyone and make sure that if there is genuine concern, we should address. But if there are just for the sake of it, then we should also address them. I think that's what I believe. So we had a great discussion. We went through the accounts. Thanks for I think this has become now more formal, and we feel very proud of it that from a casual breakfast to reaching this stage in terms of Gitanjali. So I think it's a proud moment for us that now it is formalized, and there should be when the family is larger, you have to have rules and responsibilities. I agree with Rakesh that look, current management committee should continue if all the member wants, but otherwise we have opened it for everyone. If anyone is interested, they can fill up their nomination form, send it to her, and then there will be a proper voting. And if the new talent comes in, it's always a welcome move. So with that, I think Rakesh, I think great, kudos to the current managing committee, kudos to you, Raviji, and the rest of the people who are doing amazing work for Gitanjali. And thanks to again Vinay for highlighting it so that it formalized the process, and also people like me who were ignorant about this process has become much more knowledgeable. So we thank everyone. And with that, Rakesh, I would like that you proceed with the rest of the.
No, I think thanks, Gail. Well said. You have, in fact, frankly, you are the reason why all this happened in the first place. If you wouldn't have come to Bombay to have a breakfast with me, and I wouldn't have invited all of them, I don't think Gitanjali would have seen the light of the day. But great, good. Thank you so much. So and now I would like to open the platform, for everybody. If anybody wants to speak, or if anybody has a suggestion, we will take all the suggestions on board. And that is precisely the reason why we are not calling it an AGM, because we didn't want it to go wrong. We wanted to do it in a rightful manner. And we said, let's have a meeting, let's take all the comments on board, and then we'll do a formalized and a proper AGM maybe 2 weeks from now, where we will also have the new management committee. Just for the record, all the founding members will step down, from the management committee. We won't be there on the management committee anymore. We want Pankaj, Ashish, Vikas, and Sangeeta, 4 of them, to take this forward. So they will be the office bearers in different capacities, and we need at least 6 more new members, from the group that we have, and they should, take this organization forward for the next 5 years, and then maybe another 5 as we will go along. And I'm sure we will do a much better job than what we would have been able to do in the past. So as you say, and a quote that I would like to speak is, a successful life does not result from chance, nor is it determined by fate or good fortune, but rather through a succession of successful days. I think we had great successful days in the past, and we have been able to address challenges that we thought are unsurmountable, and it couldn't have been possible, from support from all of you. So I can't thank you guys enough. And being the founding president of Gitanjali, and it's a great honor, and it has been something that I have always felt proud of. So there is a legacy, and we just need to take it forward. So now over to all of you. And I think Sunil has raised the hand, and I forgot to mention Sunil. Sunil has also been there from day one, though he has not been part of the management committee, but he has been part of the founding team. I would now like him to be in the management committee as well, and help us, in the next process that we go forward. So over to you, Sunil.
Yeah, hi Rakesh. As it has been mentioned multiple times that they started over a breakfast, and really happy that it has sort of moved and carried along, and जैसे आगे बढ़े तो करवा पड़ता गया. Today we are 250 plus, survived for more than a decade. So all these are great things to have. Rakesh and Sachin really has been the heart and spirit of this whole organization, and it's not an easy job, I must say, because to be a even managing a group today, we are all part of so many groups, but managing a group today and charting it so that sort of we won't go into unnecessary debates. At the same time, we stay focused on being professional, I think is a great thing, and he's been doing it very well. And in the process, we have all had our little tips in terms of this is acceptable and what is not acceptable. We are ultimately sort of threading a thin line, but he has chartered it well, and we have stuck to our professional course. So I think that is fantastic, and I congratulate Rakesh and Sachin and all the other members, because ultimately it is no one person's responsibility, and we have all understood this well. To conclude, I think some of the activities that we have done are fantastic, and the more number of activities really need to be done. That is the best way to really bond together. And to conclude, I must recommend or suggest or urge that Rakesh and Sachin both must continue on the committee, and because you guys have your level of passion is unbeatable, and you must be there. That is what I have to say. Thanks.
Thanks, Sunil. Vinay, you want to say something?
Yes, just a couple of things I want to say with respect to the legal aspects. While we have done a phenomenal job over the period of so many years, but the reason I wanted some of the legal aspect to be taken care of is the reason behind that. I just want to speak for a few minutes. We are registered in a Society Registration Act, and this is an act for registration of literary, scientific, and charitable societies. Preamble itself says that we are not literary and scientific society, so we are charitable society. We are kind of an NGO, and you see, we are all aware that ever since this government is there in power, they have taken action against NGOs who were earlier taking money from under FCNR Act, and they were not compliant. They were not filing balance sheet or not doing the legal compliances as were required under the Act. And most of them were registered under the Society Registration Act only. Now, the thing is that we need to be legally compliant. Even if you see the current committee is again re-elected, I don't have any objection to that. And Rakesh has been driving it beautifully. Other committee members are doing phenomenal job. And Rakesh has been personally very kind to me. I will just give you two instances. One, just 2 years back, I put up my niece this CV for internship. He immediately responded. And in this month of March, when in my club, DRC, one table tennis program was going on, and I requested him, when I accidentally, in fact, called him, and I requested him whether it is possible for him to help me with the sponsorship, and immediately he responded positively, and it happened also. It is altogether different matter that the tournament itself was cancelled because of this second wave. So my point is that you see the money which we are holding we are holding in trust. And we know that it is impossible that everybody is putting their heart and sweat to build up this organization, but we need to be legally compliant. Suppose tomorrow, even if we receive a notice from the society, that Society Registration Act office, that why you are not filing your returns, why you are not doing this or that, I think as a professional with so many qualified people, it will not look good upon us. And another thing is that you see more than lakh of NGOs have been shut down across the country because they were not legally compliant. We are receiving money from abroad. Now in the next step, I am very sure the government is going to come down hard on those NGOs who are registered under Society Registration Act and have not been complying. Like in the Companies Act also, they have shut down many companies who are not filing their returns and all. So they have become defunct companies. So that is the reason I feel that we should have an AGM every year, even if the same committee continues, let it be re-elected, because Section 4 of the Society Registration Act says that the governing body list has to be filed before the registrar. Annual audited balance sheet has to be filed before the registrar. The list of member has to be filed before the registrar, which is there in the rules of the Society Registration rules of the Maharashtra. So Maharashtra has their own specific rules. So I request that we should be legally compliant. It would not look good if we somehow or other miss any legal compliance, whether it is Income Tax Act, GST or whatever. You see, wherever you see I become a member, you see, it is a problem with me that I push for legal compliances. It is not that the family atmosphere is getting disturbed because we are becoming legally compliant. So my objection is not to anybody. Everybody has done a phenomenal job, and I am just an outsider. I just wanted to communicate that let us be legally compliant. That is all I wish to submit. And I think the process which you have defined for further election, I think I have nothing to say. It is absolutely perfect. The only thing is that whatever you decide to do, you do it every year. AGM should be done every year, and whatever compliances, whatever returns and all that we need to file with the registration office, let us do it. That's all. Thank you very much.
No, thanks, Vinay. So that is the reason, Vinay, we have Bikash, and his firm. We have actually officially appointed his firm, and we are paying them an annual fee where they would do all the compliances. So what I'll request Bikash to, speak to you offline, and I'll also come on that call, and we can discuss and we can update you on where we are on the various approval processes, because there are certain processes that we've also got stuck, and we'll seek your advice so that compliance is done. And
one more thing I wish to say, that you see, once we have contributed money to the society, whether it is a life membership, I am a life member fortunately, whether life membership or whether it is in form of donation or whether in terms of annual membership fees, it belongs to the society. The property vests in the committee member, whosoever is the committee member. If suppose anybody wants to sue, it has to be sued in the name of the governing body members. But you see, if suppose tomorrow any society is dissolved, then you cannot refund any money back to anybody. Suppose today I want to discontinue. For any reason, I say that no, I will not remain life member, you refund my money back. You cannot refund it to me. It has to remain in the society, and if it is dissolved, it will go to another society because it is all public money. So that is a very important aspect which we need to remember, that now once we have contributed the money to the society, it is no more our money. It is public money. It is charitable money, and we are dealing with a public body. So we are not dealing with ourselves. We may be family between ourselves, but as a society, once we decided to register ourselves as a Society Registration Act, then we are an NGO. We are not dealing with ourselves. Like suppose there are clubs also, like proprietary club. So they are family, but we are not. So that is that difference is there. You see, that we must appreciate. Thank you very much. I'm sorry. You see, I might not have been able to communicate myself properly the way I wanted to communicate in the WhatsApp group and all that. But I think you will appreciate what I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Vinay. Thanks for the same.
I think there's a couple of points I want to just highlight here. that while we are not conducting AGM and all, accounts are being audited and filed every year. And also the fact that we are moving on to ATG Section 4 company. Maybe Neeraj can explain more there.
नहीं पंकज जी, हम लोगों को इसको भी हम लोग वी आर परफेक्टली इंटाइटल्ड टू रजिस्टर दिस गीतांजलि आल्सो अंडर एटीजी, बिकॉज ये चैरिटेबल सोसाइटी और हम लोग इसमें कोई प्राइवेट तो इसको यूज कर नहीं रहे हैं. इट इज बीइंग ऑल बीइंग यूज्ड फॉर सम चैरिटेबल पर्पस और इनफैक्ट नोबडी इज यूजिंग इट फॉर पर्सनल पर्पस.
या No, Pankaj, you rightly said कि हम EGM नहीं कर रहे, but actually annual हम लोग annual event करते हैं. We never called it an EGM. The whole idea was to bring all the people together on our platform. So the activity has been happening, except that we probably didn't formalize it in the name of EGM. So we can do that going forward.
No. So I think what Vinay is basically trying to say and is right, that we need to follow the process to the T. And as far as the audited accounts and tax is concerned, Vinay, we have been doing all of that, so all our compliances are up to date.
No, I know that you must have been doing that. You must have been doing that. Only thing is that we need to formalize it. That's
Rakesh, Vinay has made a very good point. Vinay, what I suggest is आधा घंटा समय निकाल के एक बार रिव्यू करके, because ultimately देखो ये किसी का कोई पर्सनल एजेंडा नहीं है, ये तो सारा हम एक दूसरे के लिए कर रहे हैं. And there's a larger objective. The whole idea was to educate, few hundred kids in the country. The way our life got changed because of our education, how do we make it, how do we leave the world better than we found? That was the idea, if you ask me, right?
Absolutely.
So you have made great points. देखो, हम लोग कोई expert नहीं है कोई भी particular subject matter में. We are all trying to learn and do better as we learn. So why don't you take a step here? एक बार पंकज को भी और आशीष को भी और विकास को भी मैं बोलता हूँ, आप लोग एक आपस में करके ऑफलाइन डिस्कशन करके इसको फॉर्मलाइज कर दीजिए. जहां भी हमारे लीगल कंप्लायंसेस के इश्यूज हैं, लेट्स सॉल्व इट एंड लेट्स फिक्स इट, दैट कभी इस तरह का वापस से कोई लफड़ा ना हो गोइंग फॉरवर्ड. एंड आई रियली अप्रिशिएट यू
और जो चैरिटेबल एक्टिविटीज जो हम लोग कर रहे हैं उसको जो मैनर में कर रहे हैं और जो कर रहे हैं, मेरे ख्याल से उसके लिए हम लोगों को एक सेपरेट मीटिंग कॉल करनी चाहिए. उसमें मेरा कुछ सजेशन है. द वे वो देखिए, हर आदमी अपना सजेशन दे सकता है. अल्टीमेटली द गवर्निंग बॉडी इज देयर टू टेक द डिसीजन. तो हम लोग क्या चैरिटेबल एक्टिविटी करें, कैसे करें going forward. You see, we can do much more activities. We have done
so Vinay, the idea is that only this is a precursor. In 2 weeks from now, when we do a formal AGM, now we will seek more and more inputs, and then we'll form a particular committee specifically for, let's say, charitable activity, because there are a lot of people in our group who could help more. And the idea was to, essentially share our thoughts with all of them and let them come forward. We'll form a separate committee for charitable purposes, and then they can take it forward, because we do have funds. We have about 20 odd lakhs today lying with us in FD. We can, and every year we get about 5-6 lakhs or maybe more, because we will have more members, and we can decide to create a budget. Anything between 5 to 10 lakhs rupees is what we can sort of contribute every year on various activities. So we should plan that. So that is the whole idea, that the new management committee, when it comes, there has to be some sort of a subcommittee on charitable purposes, and they should do it. Vikas, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Rakesh. Thanks everybody for making this is a grand success. I saw that this is a 57 member people have joined, and this gives us a great hope, that people are interested in this group and they are interested in taking this forward. My congratulations, my appreciation for Rakesh and the entire management committee members who have been, and including the founding committee members who have done excellent work in not only during COVID times, but right from the day this was incorporated. So my sincere thanks and gratitude to all of you all. I also appreciate the fact that Vinay, the points which Vinay has brought it forward, and the fact that it has been taken in the right spirit by everybody. Leave aside, I think KL said, घर में अगर 54 बर्तन होंगे तो थोड़ा सा तो खटखट तो होगी. तो that is okay, that we are all matured enough to take it in a stride, and the points which have been brought forward by Vinay will only help us making Gitanjali Express even more stronger, even more robust. And just one suggestion which I had is that Rakesh has taken an excellent step in asking people to nominate themselves, and that will be put to vote. the committee which comes, the managing committee which comes into the power, we would request that they could look at forming subcommittees, for various activities, like it could be for more encouragement of the women members, for charitable purposes. We could look at including more and more people for such type of work itself, so that it's not only the responsibility and the role which the governing body will have to carry out. The subcommittee does the hard work, they do the deep analysis, and they propose to the managing committee, which then can be taken forward. That's all which I had to say. Thanks, Rakesh.
Thanks, Vikas. That was very helpful. Anybody else? I know that there are lots of members who have joined. So if anybody wants to speak, Manish, Sanjeev, would you like to share your views? Sanjeev Sarup, who has joined us from London. So yeah.
Hi, Rakesh. Manish here.
Hi, Manish. Please go ahead.
Hello, everybody. Rakesh, I'm taking a little liberty to speak in between English and Hindi. Sunday 12 baje pura English mein, it looks like very formal. So I don't want to put a brain in this social objective. Dil se baat karte. And I must say on record, each and every founding member and core committee member, they have done a very fantastic job over the past 12 months and over the past 5-6 years. Pro bono activity, and in a town like Mumbai, is a very, very tough task. All have done a great job.
You went on mute, yeah, Manish, you went on. Now we can hear you. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So I must say, each of raise the bar.
तो भाई I think तू हिल रहा है, तू हिल मत, तू बैठ जाएगा यहाँ पे. Then I think you'll be able to speak. something going on with your thing.
Okay. Am I audible now?
Yes.
So couple of, I would not say suggestions. Dil ki baat, I'm sure now the worst is behind us and we will definitely meet in person very soon. But like any other club, can we define and schedule any one day every 2 months or in a quarter where the schedule is fixed and we all can virtually join? Kuch bhi baatein kar le aapas mein, and it need not be such a formal thing, but half an hour, 1 hour, whatever. And
that's a good one.
Yeah, and the other thing, Vikas also said rightly, ऐसा नहीं है कि कमेटी में रहूंगा तो जिम्मेवारी लूंगा. जिम्मेवारी तो दिल से है, तभी जुड़े हैं. We all are just a call away. अगर किसी को भी लगता है कि yes we can do something, please reach out to us. We all are family. जो हो सकेगा पूरा करेंगे और नहीं भी हो सकेगा तो भी साथ खड़े हैं. I don't think raising a wall or a boundary as a core committee or a management committee will differentiate or discriminate between the workforce. Yes, कुछ चेहरे चाहिए आगे बढ़ने के लिए, वो जरूरत है. But I can speak for myself. खड़ा हूं मैं. आप कोई भी जरूरत हो प्लीज पूछिए, बट कमिटी नहीं की जरूरत है काम करने के लिए. बट मैं वापस उसी मुद्दे पे आ रहा हूँ कि आप सब ने बहुत अच्छा काम किया. मतलब एक यारी दोस्ती सोशल लाना. शामें होती थी दोस्तों से मिलने के लिए, मगर गालिब मैं बंबई में रहता हूँ, यहाँ दिन के बाद रात ही होती. I must say you all have done a great thing. And I'm very, very confident we will take it to the next level. मैं just numbers देख रहा था. I was completely unaware that there are only 50 life members and only 200 annual members. पंकज, विकास, क्या कहीं वो जो मॉनिटरी एस्पेक्ट है वो एक हर्डल है क्या? If we want to make more life members, आप 1 साल 2 साल कोई ऑफर चला के फीस गिरा दो या कुछ भी करो. Our objective is maximum life members.
Yeah, that's true.
और एक बार विनय ने बोला एक बार पैसे आ गए तो आ गए, वो आपके ही हैं. I was little enchanted. Generally, life member, annual member में in ratio terms ये gap नहीं होता है. So is it a hurdle?
See, I'll tell you the purpose. See, we wanted a lot of young and new CAs who just came to Bombay, to be part of this group, because we wanted to help them the most. And for them to contribute 25,000 rupees as an annual membership would have been a challenging affair. So that is the reason we kept it 2.5, because we said, yeah, let people come and join. And a lot of them will graduate to become a life member. क्योंकि जो एक बार आ गया ग्रुप में, उसको लगा यार अच्छा ग्रुप है, अच्छे लोग हैं, then they might commit a higher amount. And that is what we've been seeing also. So if you see last year, in fact, our life member number was 9 and our annual was also 9. So, that gap that you just mentioned is coming down. But your point is very valid, that we need to regenerate and sort of reprise this whole
because
initiative.
he is saying that on the portal we have 520 members, but on our WhatsApp group we are 250. So 270 लोगों ने अभी भी पैसे नहीं दिए. या तो उन्हें एक साल का Amazon Prime free offer दे दो.
नहीं, मेरे अगर उनको फॉलो अप किया जाए ना, काफी लोग देना चाहते हैं. 2,500 रुपया देना किसी के लिए कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है.
नहीं, फॉलो बहुत करते हैं विनय, यू कैन इमेजिन.
फॉलो अप क्यों करना है यार? आप उन्हें एक साल जुड़े रहने दीजिए. फॉलो अप क्यों करना है? उन्हें अच्छा लगेगा तो 2,000 या 5,000 भी दें.
नहीं वो नहीं, बट या वी नीड टू थिंक आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स. आई कंप्लीटली एग्री. एक तो प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि व्हाट्सएप में ना देयर इज अ लिमिट ऑफ 256 मेंबर्स, सो यू कांट ऐड मोर देन 256 पीपल ऑन अ व्हाट्सएप.
तो दूसरा मेरा सजेशन है,
म्यूट पे चले गए यार आप. अभी ठीक है.
नहीं, I am not doing. I think so. Whenever we meet next time in a month or a fortnight, उसके पहले एक यूनिफॉर्म कोड रख लेते हैं. अगर कोई एक शर्ट या कुछ बनाए लोगों के साथ.
Sure, we can do that. We can make a T-shirt. Yeah, sure, we can do that. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. And we can use that also to do a fundraising. Every T-shirt that you buy, you pay maybe $1,000. And,
yeah, absolutely.
We can add that to our fund also. We can do that. That's a good suggestion. Damn good.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Good. Thank you so much.
Back to house. Again, a vote of thanks to each of you.
Thanks. So, anybody else? Yeah, Sanjay Sada, please come in.
Yeah. So, thanks. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are. Please go ahead.
Great, thanks. So, first of all, thanks, Rakesh ji, you, Pankaj, Neeraj ji, and Ravi ji. For getting this group to this level. And well, we have seen all, heard from you and all, and I have personally also got benefited, not only me, but others as well, specifically from Ravi ji, almost last year when the COVID situation was there and I was facing a tough time. Rakesh, you also personally got in touch with me. Pankaj, Ravi ji, all helped me. While earlier I was in Bombay, and since last 3-4 years, I have got moved to Calcutta. I essentially work with Tata Steel, heading the financial shared services for them. So one suggestion which came to my mind when I was seeing the calendar of events and other thing, we should also come out with key impact areas for every year or for every this thing. Last year it was more around COVID, and we did a lot of stuff around COVID, I can see. So as we meet every 3 months or 2 months, as people said, that will be good. We should also come out with an annual impact plan, when we are planning to do our next meeting, that hey, when we are talking about motivation talk, so at this point of time, as and when we find people, we do it. But if we have a calendar that okay, quarterly we'll do 50 hours of motivation talk, because one thing which I have felt, Rakesh ji and everybody, is that the mental health of people needs a bit of a reinforcement for whatever kind of lifestyle which we are having. So a focused approach by this group, that yes, we will essentially try to have a reinforcement of say 50 hours per quarter on pep talks around motivation, or maybe again around wellness. Wellness is very important. One is okay, we are doing a lot in terms of people who are hospitalized, or people who need medical treatment, but on a preventive wellness. Like last year, we did a couple of fantastic sessions around Sahaja Yoga and all that thing. But if we have a focused approach that quarterly, okay, on wellness talks, we will do 50 hours per quarter. So idea where I'm coming is,
in fact, we had
impact plan should be, we should publish, and then we see how we are doing. And then, the way you said that how people are coming in or how they can, get in. So, okay, when we say that, fine, this is our plan. Maybe it could be at a fairly ambitious plan, but then as partners of this committee or of this group, who can take something and say out of say 200 hours per annum, which we need to do on motivation, then somebody can say, okay, fine, 20 hours I will organize. I have some faculties and we can do something. See, I'll tell you, Rakesh, see, as Tata Group and from Tata Steel, I have also been part of some of the charitable and other thing, like being managing committee of a hospital as well as a school when I was in Bombay at that point in time. So I have a couple of ideas around that. But if we come out with an impact plan, that will really help connect more and more people around it. I mean, that is something which I felt will be maybe as an idea. Similarly, on a scholarship, rather than committing amount, let us commit people that, okay, we will identify, say, 50 odd students, and we will do that. I don't think money for this group is a problem. No, that is definitely not. In fact, if we know that we have, say, people who are in the pipeline and somebody needs to adopt, we will get volunteers immediately who would go ahead and want to say that, okay, I'll adopt, 3, out of these 10 people, okay, 3 I will adopt, or kind of this thing. So let us commit that impact, which as a Gitanjali Express, we need to do to the society. That is where I feel. So let us create our impact plan, and then let's see how we take it forward. And every 3 months, as Sunil and other people were saying, we meet and we see where we are going, how we are doing. A lot of thoughts will come. It will create a forum of bonding and take this forward in that direction. These are a couple of thoughts which I thought, and it will help us build up, gradually a CSR footprint which this group is creating. We have been doing it informally, but now with this 500 plus member society and 50 active live members, I think we can do a phenomenal job around it. Thank you.
Thanks, Sanjay. Vikas Santalia. Vikas, are you there? We can't hear you, Vikas. I think he has moved out. So,
hey, hi.
Hi, Vikas. Hi, please. Can you switch on your video, Vikas?
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. I'm saying, can you switch on your video?
Yeah, I'm trying to do that.
But it's okay. You can carry on, please.
Yeah, I guess there is some issue with the video. It is not starting. So I'll continue with the audio. So I just wanted to share one suggestion. So while Rakesh, you briefly touched upon it, so there are, it seems, 2 WhatsApp groups. So actually, I was part of the earlier WhatsApp group, but for some reason, I missed paying on time and I was removed. Then I joined later.
You did not pay your fees, Baga.
I did not pay my fee in time. I was removed. I joined later, and unfortunately, I got part of second group. And the same second group is pretty inactive. Yeah, while I am part of the group, but I feel that I'm missing out.
No, we are trying to find a solution to that. You're right.
Because that earlier group was so vibrant and kicking. I'm in the second group. I am feeling completely missed out.
I know.
And while I'm part of the larger group, but I'm feeling completely.
The challenge is that people are talking about. So Vikas, people are talking about Telegram as an option, but somewhere the feeling that we're getting is that people normally want to use WhatsApp. Not normally people don't use Telegram, but we will experiment it for sure. I don't think we have any other option with us right now. So let's start with Telegram as an option and see how it sort of works out. But it's a valid concern. I completely understand your concern, and this concern has been shared with us by others as well. Unfortunately, WhatsApp is not offering a solution to this, but Telegram probably is the only option left with us. We'll do that. We'll do it.
Right. Thanks. Thanks.
Thanks, Vikas. Nangalia ji, would you like to share your pearls of wisdom? Because I think we have another 5 minutes to go. 12:30, we would like to close the meeting.
Sure. Hi, everybody. I think it's my personal privilege to be here. I'm more than happy to be part of this family. And what my observation is that the group is doing exceedingly well. And whenever you have or in need of the time, any kind of professional support, there are people who are immediately responding to your query or your concern. So this is excellent, which you normally don't get everywhere in any of the group. Kudos to everyone who is working for the well-being of all of us. Thanks to all. That's all.
Thank you, Nangalia ji. Prashant, you want to speak? Yeah, we have got about 5 minutes to go, so maybe 3-4 people can quickly speak. You're on mute, Prashant. Just unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yeah, Prashant, you're audible.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I cleared CA in 2012, but moved to Mumbai in 2013. But I was not aware that the group was in existence since so long. So Vipul from St. Xavier's, we have another group in WhatsApp group from St. Xavier's. So he suggested me and I joined the group last year. And fortunately, I had some requirements, and when I posted the WhatsApp group, immediate help came. So I really appreciate each and every one of you for this lovely gesture. And I'm open for any work or any support, whatever I can give in my future. I will be more than happy. I've got my own CFM, but my wife is a doctor. So if any, and my sister-in-law, she's also a doctor. She's a cardiologist, and my wife is an ophthalmologist. So if anyone require any medical help, anything to ask, anything, any reference for any doctors in Mumbai, we can always, I can always ask her.
That will be great. That will be great.
And they have a pharmaceutical business in Gujarat. So any medicine for any charity or something, I can always talk to them and we can support for that also.
Wonderful. That's amazing, Prashant. Ashish,
thank you.
You want to say something?
There's some other Ashish, I think. A lot of people have joined by my name.
No, but Ashish is the most common name, so it's okay. Ashish, somebody raised their hand.
No, what happened was the link was not working. I shared my link and everyone joined with my name. So
you are
now I'm like present everywhere. So
I could not identify myself for quite some time where I am.
Rakesh, I think we have a female member in the group, so maybe we can ask her to speak.
Yeah. I think I don't know whether Abha joined, right? Abha, are you there?
Rakesh, I think that Ashish is me. My name is Anshul. I just realized that my name is appearing as Ashish.
Anshul, please go ahead. We have all been missing you, huh?
Yeah, I just realized that my name is appearing as Ashish after he clarified. Okay. I'll take 1 minute small suggestion. I remember, Rakesh sir, you had once indicated in the WhatsApp group that perhaps you were contemplating similar group for, let's say, people in Bangalore or other city. Can we think of also expanding this group beyond Mumbai? I know in Mumbai we have barely touched the surface with 300-400 people, but for whatever reason, the point is in today's professional world, we are no longer constrained by
somebody
location.
has to be an evangelist. I think I always say this, and I can't thank Pankaj enough for this, because what Pankaj has done he has been able to create this wonderful platform, which is technology. And technology, you can multiply 1,000 times, correct? Whether it is Bangalore, Delhi, Calcutta, or for that matter, New York or Washington or London. So we have created the base structure, which is our platform. But you need an evangelist. You need somebody who is to raise his hand and then bring people together and be part of it. So more than happy
people
that
from other city
have...
could join this group.
So can I add in here?
I may just
Rakesh.
Rakesh. Let's bring
Hanuman here.
Yeah, Hanuman. Hi. How are you?
Hi.
Can you switch on your video, please, Hanuman?
Sorry, Rakesh. I'm Sunday afternoon man. I'm not in a situation to show off my face. But I have just one sentence I can tell you. I'll be the guy who will know Rakesh from the earliest days. And a rare combination of intelligent brain with a caring heart. Okay. I can speak a lot, but I think this is a rare combination. That is sentence one. Sentence two, any organization can have lot of books and rule books and laws and bylaws, but organization is known by the passion of the people who are founder members. With their vision and commitment and passion is organization created. Now I am from Bombay. I am based in Bangalore. We had discussed this before. If Rakesh continues leading it and wants something to extend in Bangalore, I will be more than willing to extend my support. But that is what, in summary, I wanted to say about Rakesh. And yes, last one sentence. Very thankful to Vinay, Mr. Vinay Saraf. Very, very thankful, because what happens in a success journey, everybody comes to a blind spot. And very few really takes a pain to really highlight the blind spot. I have seen journey of all of our senior members, being part of that. And thanks, Vinay, for pointing it out, because it will only improve all of us.
Correct.
So thank you so much. We have a wonderful group of members. I think in these 4 sentences, I summarize about Rakesh, about Vinay, about organization, and about possibility of extending the organization further. Thank you so much.
Great. So we do have an evangelist now in Bangalore. So Hanuman, we'll touch base separately and we'll see how we make Bangalore our next hub. Ava, you wanted to speak something? Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, Ava.
Hello, sir. So only one thing I wanted to say, that Gitanjali has been a really helpful for me number of times, not only once. One suggestion I had that though we are doing extremely well in all other fields, but I feel that somewhere in sports we are way behind. So we can take some initiatives. Now the situations are getting normal outside, so we can take some sports initiatives all together and encourage people to come forward and play something together. We can play something together.
No, you should nominate yourself for the management committee, Abba, and then you should take this particular point forward. So you should be the sports minister of Gitanjali Express, and it will be great if you can, be that evangelist as I said and take this forward. So good suggestion. We'll definitely consider that. Vikas Jain, we have few minutes left. So Vikas, please go ahead.
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
By the way, let me introduce Vikas to all of you. And Vikas is somebody who has not been very visible, but he is one of the most social person that I have known in my life. Apart from being the regional president of the Institute of Chartered Accountant and many more organizations like that, Vikas has been a dear friend of mine in Calcutta. He now has an office in Bombay, and he's very articulate with his words. He's very thought through, and he's a thorough professional. So Vikas, we would like you to be more active now with Gitanjali as well. So apart from your multiple engagements that you have, if you can find some time for us, that will be great.
So Rakesh, thank you so much for using those kind words. I'm indeed very, very grateful, and my heartfelt gratitude to all the founding members. It has really been a pleasure, and a challenge to set up an office in Bombay, and all of you have been so helpful. So kudos to the entire managing committee and the founder members. So Rakesh, just a couple of things, I just wanted to touch base apart from ye padhai likhai ke alawa. If we can have some residential refresher programs like BCS and all organized. So this could be a place for bonding. Involvement of family sports already Abha has touched upon. Other 1 or 2 important factors that I feel is counseling for parents and students on opportunities available, because now we are all on the other side of 40. So our kids and children, they are growing up, and a lot of opportunities are coming up in the financial capital. So if we can have a cell of that kind to guide and support the parents of these growing children, and utilizing our networking more proficiently, and involving some members, or introducing some business opportunities, or to be on the board of a couple of companies. So all these things could be a more fruitful platform for our wonderful platform in Gitanjali. And in case you like to commend something in Calcutta, so I'm always on board. I'm in touch with a lot of people over here. Thank you very much. Very, very grateful, or happy Teachers Day to all of you. Sab hamare aap log guru ho. So it's good to be in association with all of you.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. So with those words, I think you spoke about the Teachers Day. So we have a very senior member with us today, Mr. Rathi. Rathi Saab, So we should conclude today's session with you. You are one of our senior most members, and you are like guru to all of us. And we would like you to speak a couple of words, and then we will close the proceedings.
आपने बुड्ढा बना दिया.
बुड्ढा नहीं बनाया, senior बनाया. and I must say the excitement that he has on every sport activity, including cricket or hockey or anything else, is phenomenal. So Ratiji, I think you are such a brand ambassador for sports. I mean, that's really kudos to you. So please go ahead.
वो तो मैं रेस्ट्रिक्ट करके डालता हूँ कि कल को कोई को ये नहीं लग जाए कि ये स्पोर्ट्स ग्रुप बन गया है. और जो एक्चुअली स्पोर्ट्स ग्रुप में तो देर था I'm much more aggressive in posting. Only one suggestion to all of you: we are all matured people. Many times I have seen that people get engaged in heated debate. So, and sometimes people try to justify the original post. So more we justify, the more arguments, the trail of post becomes longer. So I suggest that let us ignore यार, खत्म हुई बात. व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप है, थोड़ी ये कोई हम कोर्ट में बैठ के कुछ आर्गुमेंट करने वाले हैं. डाल दिया किसी ने, गलती से डाल दिया, इसको इग्नोर करो, गोली मारो, आगे बढ़ो यार. ये अपने प्रोफेशनल ग्रुप में इतनी जो कई बार हो जाती है, देन पीपल बिकम पर्सनल, दैट थोड़ा सा अच्छा नहीं लगता. इसलिए मैं तो आई डोंट रिएक्ट. मैं किसी को नहीं बोलता कि हाँ भाई ही इज वेरी गुड, इसको क्यों आप बोल रहे हो. भाई अच्छे को भी अच्छा नहीं बोलता, खराब को भी खराब नहीं बोलता है, बिकॉज मतलब नहीं है ना. जितना मैं लिखूंगा उसका 4 जवाब और आ जाएंगे. और आई थिंक टाइम कहाँ है सबके पास मेरे को छोड़ के, किस सब पढ़ते बैठे हैं. तो एक दूसरा सजेशन ये था कि इतने लड़ने मेंबर है, महीने में एक बार एक ज्ञान सेशन रखें.
100%. We'll do that.
Particular topic. I can do it on financial restructuring where I have some little knowledge.
Sure. We'll start with you, sir.
लोग ठीक कर लेंगे.
No, that's a great suggestion. I think even Manish spoke about it. We have been trying to do it. See, जब lockdown चालू हुआ, हमने start भी किया था, but then we'll have to do it more regularly. I completely agree with you.
हर महीने के 4th Saturday को रखना ही रखना है.
Good point. Good suggestion, sir. We'll do it. So sorry, Ratiji, we are running out of time. So I will now request KL Kanaya. Is somebody wants to speak something? So Raviji, you are saying something? Yeah. So I will request. Sorry.
Rakesh, my limited suggestion on this WhatsApp or Telegram thing is, if we can still go back to our vendor who is managing our website, if we can give a app version of our website.
We already have. Manish, we have it.
So I am aware. So on the data size and WhatsApp functionality, if we can all move on there only, sooner or later with UPI and payment getting attached to all the messaging applications, जो restrictions WhatsApp पे आज हैं, शायद Telegram पे परसों आएंगे, Discord में महीने पर बाद आएंगे, all of them under data privacy restrictions.
Let us
कहीं पे जाके limitation आएगी ही आएगी.
Why don't you do one thing, Manish? Why don't you take this up with Pankaj and we can talk about it, and let's find the most plausible solution to this issue, which can
ठीक है ना. पंकज आज 4 बजे फोन करूंगा.
हाँ, ठीक है. Great. So I will now request Kanaya to give the vote of thanks, and he also wanted to share some information with all of us. So over to you, KL.
Sure. So I think Anshul suggested, and many of the members said, why we are not taking Gitanjali forward. So let me, I think we posted that on the WhatsApp group. Gitanjali's international branch has already started. The name is not Gitanjali International. And rightly so, Rakesh said a huge inclination to call it Gitanjali Express International. But then being an M&A banker, I told him, look, cross-border, one day we will have an issue because of the regulation. So I'm already thankful that, I didn't, otherwise the Societies Act would have been applicable to us here as well. So, it's a separate entity, but it is exactly Gitanjali Express in the Dubai, which we have created. And the name of the group is Russell Street in GCC. So we kept a very neutral name, no CA linkage, no Eastern India linkage, but it started by the chartered accountants who are in the UAE. who are from Calcutta. But however, we are expanding it to include the finance professional. So any of your friends who are here in Dubai or anywhere in the GCC, please introduce them to us. We would like them to be part of the larger Gitanjali International family. So the name is Russell Street in the GCC. We already have 150 members. We have had already 2 events which has been extremely successful. And the more events are organized, again, the same ethos to help each other to do what Gitanjali is doing in Bombay, and probably do better than that.
That's a good challenge that you're putting in front of us, doing better than us. So
the other thing which I told Rakesh, that our ambition is that the next annual event of Gitanjali Express we would like to host in Dubai. So if
as long as you pay for the tickets and stay, we are all there. Don't worry.
So then we have to become, we should also have live members as many as there in the Gitanjali. Yeah. So we'll try and see how we can do that. So I think this is something which I wanted to share. One couple of members are moving from Bombay to somewhere in GCC. They have already connected with me. They are now becoming part of Russell Street. So, your friends, or if any of your family members is moving to GCC, we are more than happy to welcome them in the Russell Street. So with that, I think we had a great session. Thanks a lot, everyone, for your contribution and the positive, the comments and the remarks which have come. I think, it's a Teachers' Day, and Rakesh rightly said, Rakesh ji has given the Guru Gyan ki boss, WhatsApp है, let's take it easy. किसी ने कुछ बोल दिया, ignore करो यार, कोई problem नहीं है उसमें, बार-बार उसको repeat करने की जरूरत नहीं है. But positive feedback, let's take it. Have a bigger heart as the family is growing. You should try to accommodate everyone's request and the comment as long as it makes sense for us to grow. I think that's the spirit. With that, I would like to thank everyone, especially Ravi ji. आपका contribution के लिए जितना thank बोला जाए उतना कम है. And Gitanjali has, made us all meet with the, new friends. I found so many of you as new friends. Without Gitanjali, I don't think I would have been able to connect with all of you. So I'm very thankful to Gitanjali, Rakesh, Sachin, Ravi ji, the list goes on and on. So, and I think it has been equally beneficial for all of you guys. So with that, I would like to, my vote of thanks to all of you guys for being part of today's meeting.
Thanks, KL. Thanks everybody who have found time on a Sunday morning to attend this event. And we have already shared the nomination form. We will also send you a link where you can, nominate yourself online, and then there will be a voting process which will happen in the next couple of weeks, and then we'll again get back and we will formally announce the new management committee. So my heartful thanks to all of you who sort of allowed me to share my views regularly with all of you, and whether it was for or against, but it was always meant for the right cause and the right spirit. It was a pleasure to lead this organization, and this is one of my, I would say, best memories, and I take a lot of pride whenever we speak about Gitanjali to anybody, and thanks so much. And I hope we continue with the same spirit going forward. With those words, thank you so much, guys. See you soon.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.